Happening today, it's time to get warm with a nice bowl of soup.
Soup's On for All is happening at the Bob downtown. It's a fundraiser for Catholic Charities of West Michigan supporting God's Kitchen. WZZM will have some representation there serving some soup. 13 on your side, Catherine Barron, of course, going to be heading that up for us. We love this event because it involves soup.
And an apron.
And an apron,
right.
Which is so cool. That's got our logo and everything.
Thank you.
So tell us all about this.
Well, Soup's On. It's one of my favorite events. And what perfect timing. We've been in these sub-zero temperatures. And now we have folks get to warm up with a bowl of soup. It's a special event at the Bob on all 3 floors.
Fun.
And there are 37 different soups made by local restaurants and caterers. And you get a ticket to go in and you get to go around and sample all 37 soups.
Yeah.
Or park by your favorite and just spend the whole night with that particular flavor of soup. But this is video from years past, and it's so much fun. They have people from local organizations and businesses serving the soup, and so WZZM will be represented there.
Yes, we had an organizer on late last week. She was saying, come early.
Yeah.
Make sure you come with an empty stomach. There's a lot of soup to try, and it's really cool that you also leave with a handmade soup bowl too, Catherine.
You surely do, and I have an example of one of the soup bowls that I've gotten in years past.
Yep.
I love it because these bowls have been decorated by people in the community. The symbolism of that, you know, making these bowls, and this also symbolizes the work that God's Kitchen does in feeding hungry people, and that's what this is really all about, is calling attention to the need to feed hungry people in our community. And so I have this beautiful bowl, but there's all kinds of different designs and styles of bowls, soup mugs, and
yeah, you have your own soup mug. You got your soup mug.
you use it every day. Yeah, I have one in my desk that I use every day too. But anyway, so it's really fun. Now I made some soup for these guys because, well, hey, come on and
here's what
talk about
happened.
soup.
I went up to her office last Friday and I said, I heard you're going to be on for Soup's On, and she was like, I'm going to bring in some soup. And I said, please do. We would love to have some.
Well,
so what did you
You're
make?
like a soup connoisseur.
I am.
Too.
I
really
love a good
love
soup. I had French onion soup at the Score yesterday.
There you go.
So
yeah, these days everybody's wanting
that's
some
true.
soup.
Very true with the weather
Now,
we've had.
this soup will not be served tonight at Soup's On for All. By
Okay.
the way, it is tonight, you guys, and you can still get tickets, and we'll put a link on our website, but you can go to God's Kitchen and get it. It's soupsonforall.org. I'll say that right now.
Perfect.
But take the lid off and let's scoop you up some soup.
all right, so what'd you make?
I made a riff on chicken chili.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
First test is how it smells.
yes,
It smells
and
fantastic.
do I pass? Okay.
You passed.
So, and then the
nice
fun
scoop
thing
for
about this
Sam.
soup
Thank you.
is you kind of build your own, you guys.
And I washed my hands before I did this
Thanks,
too.
Tanner.
Yeah.
Just one scoop.
Now, are there
Just
a
one
lot of
scoop
soups
for him.
like that, Catherine, at the event that you're like just tons of different types of soup?
Tons of different types of soups. We had a soup, maybe it was 2 years ago, with beer in it from New Holland Brewery. Dragon's
yes.
Breath. But somehow, WZZM gets the best, most popular soups. I don't know how that is, but we're pretty popular there.
So I'm going to dress mine up with a little sour cream.
Yeah.
Always love some sour cream on that. And then, of course, you got to have some cheese, too.
Do you know who your soup's going to be tonight?
No, we don't know yet. We get surprised.
All right, I thought we were going to be able to give people a little sneak peek.
But Catherine, you mentioned this as well. I mean, really also highlights the amazing work of God's Kitchen. I mean, we had them on late last week. They feed some 70,000, or at least serve some 70,000 meals every year. Also helping out in these cold temperatures, offering warming centers as well. They do great work.
Yeah, they do wonderful work, and it's so important as a community that we support that, and especially what we've seen in the last couple of weeks around here is the need to wrap our arms around folks and let them know that people care about them in this community, and so this is just a neat way to support that work and have a good bowl of soup.
You know, WZZM, specifically you, are involved in so many of these different community organization and community give-backs in some way. What is it about this event that you hear from people that are at the Bob on these nights? What is it about that event that makes it really special?
Well, one of the things is people come back year after year after year. They recognize, well, they have a really good time at the event. There's a band on every floor.
Which is so fun. The Bob always does it up.
They do it up right. Anyway, so the people, definitely, and the mission. People, how do you say no to that? And this is just a really popular event.
Yeah.
It's fun.
How has it grown over the years?
You know, I can't tell you that
Okay.
for certain.
Okay.
But it feels great to be
Yeah,
there.
obviously. I mean, it looks really busy, especially in some of the video that we've been seeing. What else can we expect at tonight's event?
There will be artisan breads and sweetbreads.
Fun.
Amway will be providing beautiful little dessert bites.
Yum.
And you can expect to see a lot of really nice people, and it's very communal. Like you stand in line and you wait for your soup, and some people eat it right there so they can go to the next station, you know. And there's a lot of discussion about the soup, you know, people talking about how it tastes and what their favorites are, and they, you know, again, it's 3 floors, so you got to get there early to make tracks and try everything if you want to, if that's your goal.
It's so much
fun.
fun.
So it's really fun. The environment is very festive, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's happening tonight, 6:30. Tickets are still available.
Yeah, you can get them online. Again, it's at soupsonforall.org. They are $70, we should say,
Okay.
At this point. Available at the door or soupson.org. And pick them up and come see us at WZZM's booth. It's going to be the best soup in the joint. I just feel it.
Well, some folks, you know, I think sometimes see that $70 price point. And they're like, "Oh, that's a lot for soup." But you have to think about what you're getting out of it, right? You're getting the option to try whatever soup you want.
More soup than you can eat.
And you
More than you can eat.
And you get your bowl, and then also you're just supporting a really good organization in our community.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yes, there's a charitable donation built into that $70.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely. And a little photo booth there too, which is so much fun.
You can see a family-friendly event as well. It looks like we've got some kids in the shots too. So
Yeah, they're going to have a silent auction too.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, look at they have a signed jersey by Jared Goff, a basketball sign by Tom Izzo, and an 18-hole St. Ives golf round for 4 with the cart. And more.
And much more.
Hey.
I love a good silent auction. Those
awesome.
are always
The
fun.
chili
I
is
love 'em.
delicious.
Oh, did you try
I
it?
couldn't hold back. I'm
All
like,
right.
look,
I'm
enough
like,
of all this
listen here.
talking.
It's
Wanna
early
get
in the
into
morning
this
for
chili?
chili. I recognize that.
It's
Not for
not
us,
Not
Catherine.
for us.
Not for us.
We've been up
We've
since
been up.
2.
But chicken noodle would have been probably more important or appropriate for, you know.
This is perfect.
Yeah, this is great.
It's delicious.
So good,
So
Catherine.
just
Wow.
before we get to weather, how do you make that? How do you normally go about making your soups? Because you love to make a good soup.
I do like to make soup. Soups are inexpensive,
Yeah.
and they're not as difficult as
And they're
people.
filling.
And they can
think it's
feed you for days.
for days. You
Yeah.
can put it up in the
And you put it in
freezer.
the freezer. Yeah,
I
that's
make a
always nice.
bean soup after the ham at Easter time. It's off
yeah.
the chain. I brag a little.
Which you're allowed to. You're allowed to.
Yeah, but this you just brown up the chicken with some onions and some chilies, and you chop it all up and put in some spices and some broth, and it's just good to go.
And then you get your toppings and
this
condiments
is what
and
makes
things
it
like
fun,
that.
right?
100%.
It's social.
I love to see what all I can put in a soup, like when I'm doing it. You know,
I
like
even
how
brought
many things can I
hot
put in there?
sauce because I made it mild for you guys at this hour.
Which we
But I
appreciate
thought
that.
Tanner might be a hot sauce guy.
I kind of am. I definitely would. We couldn't figure out how to get the top off, but that's okay. We'll add some after the show. It is 8:57. Let's check weather one last time.
We're